Okay, so we'll just the show, a Container Design Network. We'll just talk about container houses and how they came about and
Okay.
where they are in the process, and
Okay.
And then this news article right here: 52% of Americans can't afford their house. So according to MarketWatch.com, and we'll discuss that for the show.
Okay.
Um.
Very alarming statistics. To
Yes.
be honest.
Yeah. Yep. And that's the way everything is going. Prices are constantly going up. You were able to look at some pictures of container homes?
Yes, but no at the same time. So
Okay.
it's like been a combination.
All right, here's a few pictures.
Okay.
You can't really put these pictures out on the air because they're not my pictures.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah, but you get an idea.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Because I tried to pull up something and it wouldn't work for me.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting.
And then where's the one we really like? That's like my little favorite container.
Should be right there.
I got so many
You're right
people
there.
everywhere. Huh?
Right in there.
Well, here's a big picture of it. That one right there.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah, I like that. That's a cool little pad right there.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
Uh-huh.
And
So-
this is becoming a trend. Well,
More so in other countries.
I
but,
understood.
yeah. But I think if it ever picked up in America, then it'd just be a great opportunity.
That's different.
Mm-hmm.
Solar power.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And some of these can be totally off the grid where you don't need water or city.
Really
Yeah. Or
Okay.
power.
interesting.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's definitely seems like a more economical way of
Yes.
living
Mm-hmm.
compared to the modern standards.
Yep.
Where half of
Absolutely.
your salary needs to go
Yes.
towards your
Yes. I was just
your
looking
house.
somewhere. I was reading somewhere where it talks about it's like a large percentage of people, like 50, 60, 70% of their income goes towards housing.
housing.
Yeah.
Which I can see that typically the largest expenses for most people are homes
Mm-hmm.
or a vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And more often than not, people will do one or two things. They will have a certain salary and they feel, they get a raise. So as a result of getting the raise, they feel they need to up
Yes.
their
Yeah.
living situation
Exactly.
or the car that they drive.
Yep.
But usually more often, sometimes it'd be more the car that they drive than the actual home.
Yes.
The car will cost more than the house
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
some cases.
Yeah.
So as a result, you're driving a Mercedes-Benz but live in a single, a single trailer,
Right.
so to speak. But
Yeah.
it's the backwards mentality of if I make more money, then I need to just upgrade my
Yes,
lifestyle versus
absolutely.
trying to maybe save and earn a comfortable living and then upgrade my status to
Right.
where I want to be as far as a home.
Yes.
Salary.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I can understand. Come to you?
Yeah. You see me here?
Mm-hmm.
And see what's in front of CC? I just wanted this. I don't remember seeing it. It was totally nothing there.
Right there?
Yeah. All that should be out.
No, that's fine. That's just the old picture. You got half of CC's behind her face.
Half?
No.
Now you got her.
She fine. I'm talking about this.
That little picture up there?
No, this the camera or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's all right.
But we didn't have that before.
No, that's all right.
No, she's
It's
fine.
still running.
I'm just making sure she's on the side of the UP.
Okay.
She's great where she's sitting right now.
All right.
If she rolled back, she's still fine. Right
Okay.
there. We just trying to make sure that our center stage is upspace. That's good.
All right. So, we got that done. And are we going into the show now?
Yeah, time.
All right. I'm Grady Jones.
I'm Coletta Edwards.
And we're with upspaces.com. Our goal is to see Americans get into container houses, offices, cabins, and it's a great opportunity. Also, it's a great opportunity for rentals as well for your investors out there. I know you're concentrating on your cap rate and your return of investment, so the containers offer a great return. Today we're going to talk a little bit about containers, and we're going to look at a little bit of the history. We're not going to bore you too much, but you're watching the Container Design Network. and I think you'll find it very, very interesting. We're going to bring on some people who have built container homes, get feedback from them, and kind of find out, how they what they think about their container homes. Also, we'll bring on some engineers, some architects, and other people who are very familiar with container design and container living. All right. Also, this show is going to be fun. Cece and myself, I'm sure we're not going to agree on everything, but she's going to get me.
Such as life.
She's going to get me straight, and I'm going to keep her straight as we go along. So, our phone number is 434-532-5189. We have Mr. Gilbert Lucas behind the camera. And come out, Gilbert, so everybody can see you.
That's a good idea, yeah. Also the office number.
Yes, he is the the president of Solomon Brothers Contracting Incorporated. Great guy, and yes, we just love him to death. So he'll be helping with the programs as well. So the first thing we want our show to be promotional. We're going to try to sell you some containers, definitely. We want it to be educational, motivational, instructional, and also very entertaining. Now, Gilbert and also Cece, they have a band called the
Third Rail Band.
Third Rail Band. And Cece, would you just kind of explain what you guys do with your band and some of the...
Well, we're a mixture of jazz, blues, R&B, whatever the engagement requires for the moment, we can accommodate as such. So that's the beauty of being flexible. Just like anything else in life, you need to be flexible.
Absolutely.
So please, don't hesitate to contact Mr. Gilbert Lucas if you need a band for entertainment.
Okay. And they can find you where? YouTube?
Yes, on YouTube, as a matter of fact. Third Rail Band, Emporia, Virginia. You have to make sure you put the Emporia, Virginia piece, because you just put Third Rail Band, you'll get everything associated with Third Rail Band. Okay. And there are different bands of different ethnic backgrounds with the same name, but we're specifically in Emporia, Virginia. Okay. All right. Excellent.
Now, the history of containers. Now, containers, shipping containers, most people think shipping containers were made where, Cece?
Well, that's a good question. Why don't you tell them?
China. Yeah. It's like if you look on your tag, you may see made in China.
Yeah, just like anything else. Usually not in the United States.
That's right. So most people think that shipping containers were originally created in China. Most of the shipping containers now are made in China, but they didn't originate in China. Mm-hmm. And, the shipping containers, they come in different sizes, 20s, 40s, 54s. They come 8'6" high or 9'6" high, just kind of depending on what you want. Mm-hmm. And so there's some flexibility there. Mm-hmm. Also, a man named Malcolm McLean, he wanted to kind of customize the shipping industry. Before McLean, people would ship, different boxes and that type of thing, all kind of different sizes. Mm-hmm. So he said, hey, let's standardize everything, and eventually the military got involved, and now you have a standard size of shipping containers. Mm-hmm. These containers are very strong. They're the strongest box known to man, the strongest modular box known to man. And, you can put tons of cargo in them. You can stack tons of cargo on top of them, and they withstand, heavy sea traffic and all of that as well. So, all of that being said, why would you want a shipping container to live in? Some people might be asking. Cece, what do you think about that? What do you think an advantage may be of having a container home, a container office, or a container space?
Well, one thing, it seems like it could definitely conserve in terms of energy. Okay. Especially if you're a green person, as the trend that we have now, to be eco-friendly in everything that we do to energy, water, electricity, etc. So that's one of the ways to look at it. And also, if you don't necessarily mind A small space, but
Right.
an economically friendly space at the
Yes.
same time. That's the best way to look at a container home because one is different. Now, me, I'm all for different. That's the one
Yes.
thing about me and my personality.
Okay.
And the average person may think, well, why? It just depends on your mindset. Like there are people who still choose to live under the doomsday concept and live underground. You know, is there anything wrong with that? No,
Right.
not necessarily. You know, they have different ways and means of living and surviving. So as far as container home, it's something different.
Right.
It's a home. It's an office space, whatever you need it to be. So
Exactly.
I think it's great that, first of all, the concept that someone envisioned something because everything is conceptualized or starts with an idea.
Absolutely.
So if you get an idea out there, more often than not, if it's a good idea, people will follow.
Yes,
So that's
yes,
one
yes,
thing about
yes.
it. So I think whoever created this and how it came about is ingenious.
Yes, absolutely.
Because it will follow.
Yep.
There's not a doubt in my mind as things keep going.
Yep. And originally in 06, it became really trendy to have a container space. And, you know, since that time, it's been catching on. So, what we're going to do now, we're going to look at a news article. And this article, where's that article, Cece?
Right here.
Okay. That article came from MarketWatch.com by Quentin Fortel. And it's entitled, Half of Americans Can't Afford Their House. Do you think you would agree with that statistic?
I agree. With that.
Do you think it's more than half?
I do.
I think it's more than half,
I think
too.
it's more than half.
And depending on where you are, you know, maybe the half is a good, you know, good economy.
Sure.
And the people who are, you know, down in the dumps, probably even more than that. When you think.
And everything that I know is always virtually impossible to get 100% of statistics correct when it comes to certain, but almost not just certain things, anything.
That's right.
It's impossible to poll all people because people won't always participate because they're not willing to share their information or even their opinions about things. It's just, I don't want to have anything to do with it. So that's just the human mind and how things work. So I think it's more than half.
Yep. So Quentin Fortel, he wrote this article. He said over half of Americans, about 52%, have had to make at least one major sacrifice in order to cover their rent or mortgage over the last 3 years, according to How Housing Matters survey, which was commissioned by the nonprofit John D. and Kathleen T. MacArthur Foundation and carried out by Hart Research Associates. These sacrifices include getting a second job, deferring savings for retirement, cutting back on health care, running up credit card debt, or even moving to a less safe neighborhood or one with worse schools. So this is an epidemic in America. And the media will want us to try to get us to think that, you know, we're out of the recession now, everything is great. But that's not true. No, that's not the case at all. So you need a container home to help you get your bills under control.
And have a sustainable living space.
Yes, absolutely. And we're going to, you know, as time goes on, maybe in some of our other shows, we'll show you some models. We'll talk about different models and designs, and the sky's the limit. With these container homes, you can make them look like a container, or you can disguise them and make them look like a regular house, and you never know it was a container unless someone told you.
I don't know how to mention it. Keep it low, but when you ask Cece what she think about the container, I want to make sure that you guys mention the wind factor. That's one of the greatest things about today. We are experiencing wind. We're into a zone we call Laurel, and the Laurel is wind. And the container home, that's the most safest home you can have for today because we're dealing with wind factors.
Wind resistant.
And they can take wind up to 100 or
like a hurricane, in other words.
Yes.
Or a tornado.
You can be in.
Okay, excellent. So also the safety factor as far as tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, and that type of thing. But no man-made structure is 100%, you know, resistant to nature, to God's power. But you know, they're one of the most safest containers. Living quarters. Now, question: why is your rent so high? What do you think drives rent prices up, Cece?
Well, economy.
Okay.
Neighborhoods.
Okay.
Or areas of naturally a I'm going to be sarcastic, say a 4x6-inch apartment in New York City will bring you $2,000 a month.
Yes.
Versus in North Carolina, it may cost you about $500 a month. So area definitely affects.
Yes, absolutely. Location,
Right.
location.
Some
Yes.
things always remain true.
That's right. Absolutely. So, despite a weak, this article goes on to say, despite a weak economy, recovering housing market, renting in America has gotten less rather than more affordable. So, new research finds, and also they said in the second quarter, the average monthly rent rose for the 18th consecutive quarter. So rent is just going up, 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 up. I think a lot of it too, just knowing landlords, they want more money, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, even in Emporia, you know, the rents used to be, you know, $400 or $500, but now they're like
Double.
Yeah, 700, 800, 900 in Emporia,
In a
you know.
rural area.
Yes,
Yeah.
in a rural area. So, you know, you have to be willing to make a change. If you're doing what you've been doing all this time, you're gonna get the same results. Amen. Okay, so let me read this. It says renting has become significantly less affordable in recent years, according to a 2013 report. It says, in fact, 50% of the U.S. renters spend more than 30% of their gross income on rent, the traditional measure of affordability. In 2010, up a record 12 percentage points from the 38% of the housing facing such a burden a decade prior. And many of those households, about 27% of renters spend more than half of their salary on rent.
Wow.
Your friends, do you think they spend like half of their salary on rent?
Some that I know, I have no doubt.
Okay.
They do. Quite a few of my friends actually have mortgages, so you know that's different than actual rent. My uncle used to say all the time, if you're renting a property, just take your rent money, take a match, light it up, set it on fire. Because you don't see anything, you know, from no return, no, and it's not an investment in rent. So it's always that concept of my friends who do rent. Yes, they are kind of in that crossroad of, okay, this is a little bit too much, but you know, this is what I can do right now because I can't get a mortgage. Whereas some mortgages, you can get it for almost the same amount that you pay for rent. You can pay a mortgage, but you know, it's just the mindset. And I guess maybe the lack of responsibility is part of it too for some people. They know they can walk away. They know they can just walk away a little bit easier than they can a mortgage. Well, the economy has actually gotten to a point where people are walking away from mortgages too. They'll just pack up and just say,
absolutely,
I can't do this anymore, so I'm done. So people get in over their heads.
So
it's a fact. Rent is tricky. It works for some, but it may not be the best thing to get into in some cases.
And it kind of depends too, because ever since the collapse in 2008, even the mortgage business and you know, people, they made it so much harder for normal people to get a loan.
That's very true.
So you might need a 700-800 credit score to get a loan for a house. That's before, you know, 540 will get you into a house.
And people end up upside down.
Yes, absolutely.
As well.
Absolutely. So think about that. Our listeners out there, think about that. See how, find out how these container homes can, you know, make a difference for you. Now, you may want to use them for investments as well. So, you're from North Carolina, right?
I am, yes.
What part of North Carolina?
Right in the border of Virginia, Pleasant Hill, North Carolina.
Pleasant Hill.
Little small town right at Skippers. You know,
Yeah.
Skippers, next as you get into North Carolina, that's Pleasant Hill.
Okay. Is that near Roanoke Rapids?
Yeah, about 15 minutes from there.
Okay. All right. What is the rent like there, you know?
In Roanoke Rapids, you can actually rent an apartment in Becker Farms about $350, $375.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So actually, they also have a lot of economy or economical apartments. So if you are below socioeconomic status, they actually have rented apartments so that's one of the reasons why the rent is kind of low in Roanoke Rapids. They're economy based as well, depending on your income. So we Roanoke Rapids is not quite as high as some. Now homes, however, there are homes for rent. They'll average about $550,
Okay.
$600.
See, that's still not bad.
Depending on the home,
Right.
of course,
Okay.
1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, etc.
Okay.
It goes up to about 8 or 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now with the going back to the containers themselves and looking at some of the dimensions of the containers, how they're built. They're built with a unibody construction, and I'll read this. This is, although unibody construction is the strongest and most common body architecture, you find it, that type of construction in automobiles, SUVs, yachts, airplanes, all that. So they're very strong, they're very sturdy, and we can make them what you want them to be. So, whether you want something that looks like a container or something that's disguised, like we said earlier, and we're able to do that. And each one can be customized. And a lot of people are not familiar at all with container spaces, but we'll end up getting a lot of the word out there so people learn about it. And I was talking to a potential client of maybe like a week ago, and he was saying how in New York, because he used to live in New York, they have them set up on the street as stores or what have you. So it's just a real good alternative. CC, what do you think some of the uses are for container spaces?
Well, of course, one of the things that automatically comes from that storage.
Okay.
Yeah. In addition to an economically friendly living space, that's also eco-friendly.
Yes.
In terms of solar power is maybe one thing versus actually an electric bill. Because again, even though you have rent or you have a mortgage, the one thing you have to pay are all the extra bills like water, like electricity. So that goes with the fact. So it has multi-uses, and the beauty of it is it can be used for whatever you want it to be used for.
Absolutely.
So, the catch is it for you? That's the thing. That's the question, just like anyone else needs to ask. Is this for me? Is this going to benefit me?
Right.
And more often than not, anything that's going to save you money, the answer is yes, it should be for you.
Absolutely. So I'm going to go over some of the uses. Homes, as you mentioned, cabins. You want a little spot out somewhere in the woods or what have you. We got a lot of land out this way. So a cabin, an in-law suite, a man cave. We need those. Yes.
Football lover.
We can deck your container with flat screens and
I have brothers.
HD.
I don't know why I didn't think about that.
You need a place to hide out. You need a man cave. I don't have woman cave on here. Do y'all need women cave?
Yes, we do. For men. Definitely.
Oh, y'all
a good one.
Definitely.
A getaway.
Yes.
Offices. A lot of containers have been converted into offices. Garages.
Interesting.
Room additions. That'd be nice.
It would be.
Nice.
And probably a more economical way to do it
Yes,
also.
absolutely. Absolutely. The price savings usually, a lot of times, not in every case, just kind of depends, but you can expect a, at least half the price of normal. All things kind of being equal.
Right.
Workshops, schools.
School. Right.
Yeah. I saw one, not in person, but online. And, it's set up as a school. I thought it was really neat.
Interesting.
Yes. Warehouse, you can, use it for storage. You can, what else? I was going to say store, but we already said store.
Yeah, one of the things to keep in mind today, like you were saying, people can't afford today.
Yes.
Those cabins that children happen to have live in college campus.
Yes, college campus. That's
you
excellent.
And that's one of our goals, to be able to get to the college. To ensure
Yes,
that these
yes,
children,
yes.
There's a lot of land right now that is available for space like that you can afford. The container homes are affordable homes. And what makes them affordable home, because you can afford them more so than any other home, because we can make them livable for half the price that you would an economical affordable home. I know that from experience, because I built affordable homes, and anywhere from $45,000 to $50,000 for 1,120 square feet. But who needs that as a single person?
Right.
True.
A single person don't need all that space, especially he or she going to school.
Right.
Exactly.
But a decent container home is what he need, and they can take it when they go or leave it, and somebody else can use it. It's a long time investment. If she have it, like a condominium. You can, once you leave, somebody buy it, you can sell it. You never lose. It constantly grows and grows.
Absolutely. So then the container as well, they come in 8 by 40 foot and 8 by 20 foot. So you give us a call at 434-532-5189, and we can discuss your desired design, or you can go to upspaces.com and get information there as well.
That's nice.
How long was that? Hello everybody, I'm Grady Jones.
I'm Coletta Edwards.
And we're here to let you know about our new container homes, container offices, container spaces. And the company is upspaces.com. Go there and get all the information you need on getting started with a container home. You're going to love it. Very original. These containers have a number of different uses, so I'm sure we have a use to fit your need. And I wanted to have some music for our intro, so since we don't have any music, Cece is going to sing us a quick song.
Well, alright.
Can't you sing it? Just pop it out.
A house is not a home.
Oh, see? We have Mr. Gilbert Lucas in the background. He's working the camera and that guy for him. And he's a talented musician as well. They have a great band. It's the Third Rail Band.
Yes, sir.
Go to YouTube. You can find out all about them, so you can book them.
Right.
And book them fast because they're getting busy. So you want to get on their schedule.
Yep.
You're tuned into the Container Design Network. It's all about converting shipping containers into living spaces and workspaces and spaces that can be used. Last count, there are 700 and some thousand containers, maybe a little less now, just sitting. So we want to be able to take these containers and use them in an eco-friendly manner, also cost-effective manner, or if you might want to just use them for pleasure or whatever.
Right.
So tonight, though, we're going to look at some questions. These are just some general questions. And we know that even though we're being told that the economy is getting better,
Right.
I don't think most people really see, their pockets getting better.
Of course not, because the cost of things have gone up.
Yes, absolutely.
Going down.
Yes, absolutely. And, I've been in the contracting business for 20 years. Gilbert's been in it for 40 years. And prices are just off the chain. It's ridiculous. One tube of caulk, you're looking at $5, $6, $7.
Yeah.
We need to get in the caulk making business.
I know I'm in the wrong profession.
Anytime a little tube of caulk can cost $7, something is not right. Nails, screws, all of that's going up. So nobody's going to look out for your pocket but you. So you need to look out for your own pocket. First thing we're going to look at this evening, we're going to look at some general questions. Now, a lot of people want to know, you may be interested in a, container home or a cabin or what have you. And Cece, what do you think the first question is that we get from clients?
Usually off the top of the head. How much?
How much
is
will it
going
cost?
to cost? Right.
Yes, because they want to know if they can afford it. I can't afford that.
Right.
While we're on the afford subject, we're working on trying to offer financing. So if you have a down payment, boom, maybe we can get you into a container home or a container office or a container space or a container store. So you might want to get a store set up somewhere. Cece, what do you think it would cost if someone wanted to set up a store? They were going to have an architect come in and design everything and engineer and to actually build from the ground up bricks, more
A home?
wood. No, an office.
An office space?
Yeah, maybe 5,000 square feet or something like that.
Maybe 10,000 plus.
Ooh, a lot more.
I was gonna say just depend. Oh, right, of course. It
Yes.
depends on the way, all the factors. So maybe 25, 30.
On up.
On up.
Yes. on
Wow,
up.
really?
Yes, from the
All
ground
right,
up.
I'm in the ground.
Yes,
up.
the ground
Okay.
up. So, if you
70,000.
Yeah.
80,000.
Yes, keep going.
90, 100.
That's right. So, but what if we were able to take two, I don't know, 40 footers. They're 8 foot wide and they're 40 feet long. We can put both of those together side by side. Okay, and each one is around 320 square feet. So now you have 640 square feet. And the price won't be anywhere near, 100,000 or what have you. Yes,
right.
yeah, absolutely. So it's a really good alternative. You can make them modern looking. You can make, add windows, doors, what have you. And as you watch the shows, we'll have a show where we'll look at, the doors or windows and the things that can go in. Also, we'll bring on get on the calls, people who actually live in container homes, get their thoughts and feedback from them. All right. So, how much will it cost? That's one of our clients right now. Let's see if they're gonna get one. You might be asking, what will it cost? So, the budget of a construction project really has a lot of factors, and if you give us a call, we'll work up a free estimate for you, and you can call us at 434-532-5189.
Nothing beats free.
Yes, absolutely. It'll be a free estimate, and we'll break out the cost for you, and you just let us know what you want to use it for. But the budget, you're looking at your labor costs and your cost of material. And also, with the units, it kind of depends on how extreme you want to go. So it could be just a basic container looking, keep the same style of a container. Some people like that rustic look.
Sure, absolutely. Just like log homes or cabins. They
Yes.
have a very rustic, original look.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of people want that. Now, if you don't like that, then also there are models where we can customize the home so that you don't even know it's containers. Yeah, nice. Absolutely. Yeah. We can put roofs on them. They have heating and AC units. They're comfortable. They're insulated. Insulation can be added to the inside or the outside of the walls. We can stack them. And so, it's just unlimited what you can do.
Wow.
Unlimited. So, how much will it cost? It depends on the cost of the labor, cost of the material. Give us a call, and we'll work up a free estimate for you. I've been working with a couple of clients, and they're looking at